Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're on record now.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. My name's Dave Grayson, for those of you that don't know me. I'm the Managing Director of Halifax Rugby League. To be honest, I'm honoured tonight to be asked to say a few words regarding Jack and his link with Halifax Rugby League wheelchair team and Halifax Rugby League as a club as a whole. We at Halifax value all the volunteers, the work and who represent the club. Our ethos is inclusivity, and the fact that we run a men's team, a women's team and a highly successful wheelchair team exemplifies that. To make this happen, it needs dedication, sacrifice and talent. Something I also think aptly describes Jack, a player who's been with the team since it started in 2005, team's captain, first ever wheelchair Golden Boot award winner, and an all-round good guy. I'm sure all your family and friends are proud of you, Jack, just as much as we are at Halifax Rugby League. I want to thank you for everything that you've done. So with that in mind, and the fact that you and Jade are soon to start a new life in Australia, I'd like you to accept on behalf of the club a framed shirt to remember us and as a token of our thanks for all you've done for Halifax Rugby League and also the wheelchair team. And from all the club, we send our sincere best wishes to both you and Jade in your new life.
Okay, you can unmute if you want, Jack. Oh, Wayne's just coming in, so he's...
I don't know how they manage that, but here it is.
That's really nice.
Everything's technical now, you know. That was just zoomed across.
See, I thought is that what Zoom works?
Yeah. Hi, Wayne, we've got you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Dave.
You're more than welcome, fella.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Right, excellent. Nice one. Thank you very much, Dave. Thanks, guys. Right. Sounds a bit formal, doesn't it? But here we go. I'm actually going to over to ask John McMullen from Rugby Football League to unmute and just say something too. Not just say something too, just say something. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think what an outstanding way to open it, Malcolm, with inviting Dave on behalf of the whole of Halifax Club. I think from a Rugby Football League perspective, we'd just like to say good luck to Jack and Jade on the journey that you're going to want to take. I think really, truly inspiring story on what you're going to do and how you're going to move forward. I think you'll be a great success over there, and you'll also continue to help the sport as well as that journey as a young couple on the other side of the world as well. From a Rugby League perspective, what can I say? I met you back in 2013, I think it was, for the first time. I've been working for the RFL from 2008 and kept hearing about the Brown brothers and this, that and the other, and not really engaged with wheelchair rugby league until 2009-ish, where I got opportunity to come along and see the sport for the first time as a development officer for the running game more often than not. Met Jack, the family, as I call it, which is the England squad, the England team, the players, and the wider clubs as well. So welcomed into the fold with open arms. We have our challenges as a sport, as you know full well. But I think one of the outstanding points about Jack and his involvement is the leadership that's shown, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch, making sure that we get everybody in the same direction. So just want to say on behalf of the Rugby Football League, you're an absolute credit to the sport. Really looking forward to an exciting time for you and Jade, but also making sure that you're able to come back to us at the back end of next year and stay in touch and be part and parcel of what is going to be a world-class competition with the Rugby League World Cup. And then I think from an England perspective as well, being one of the founding players back when Malcolm and the guys started out the journey of creating International Rugby League in its earliest days, and some of the stories that you'll go through, I've no doubt, are fantastic to relive and mention. Remembering all the way back then and the journey that we've undertaken now all this way forward to where we are today with an elite training squad, and yourself as captain of that squad for a number of years now. And it was genuinely my honour and privilege to be part and parcel of the international steering group that set up the first golden boot for wheelchair, and no worthier recipient than yourself. So just want to say thank you for what you've done so far. We know it's just a chapter in the story of the future, and looking forward to seeing how you both progress, and good luck. And behind every good man is a better partner, and without the support from at home and family, we know full well you wouldn't be where you are, mate. So it's great when you've got a close-knit, supportive family as you have, and that's extended to the Halifax family, as I continually take the mickey out of. But you know I love you all, so great and good luck. Thanks, Malcolm.
Thank you. Well, you're
Thanks
stepping
for
out
your
for my next words now, haven't you? Well done, mates. Thank you for
Sorry,
that.
I only jotted a few notes, mate. I apologise.
No, you're absolutely fine. But it's led in nicely, actually, to say you're absolutely right. And so the next presentation is actually towards Jade, because bang on. Yes, come on, Nicky. Chop, chop. Wouldn't be without, for every guy out there, there's going to be that strong woman or women behind them. And in this case, yes, Jane. And guess what? It's well, my good lady organised this, and apparently she had it set out. It had to be blue and white, and it had to be green and yellow. So we got there.
Green and yellow, beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
They'll just about last for the next fortnight, and then that's it. You can just off they go. Yeah. So thank you, because often people behind the scenes don't get the mention, because some are a little bit like referees, John. If we didn't have people doing all this stuff behind, and if we didn't have those in the middle, the game just wouldn't go ahead, would they? And all these people, all those across the country and in World Cups and wouldn't get their sort of 10 minutes of fame, etc., if it wasn't for somebody doing the scoring, somebody helping to put this out, somebody turning up with this and selling a bit of that. Thanks, Jade, for your involvement.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Okay.
You got to tell Tom Martin to turn up on time, though, didn't you?
I know.
Yeah. And the next thing is from the Halifax club itself was, we've never done this before, and I don't think the game has, but we're going to, what's the word is it now? We're going to not use the number 6 anymore. So this is one thing I think we've almost just about kept secret until today, was that we're going to retire the number 6 shirt, take it with you, and really annoy those Aussies out there. Is that all right? From a Pom's perspective.
I'll wear it every day.
Well, okay, then we'll get some Febreze next. Right, lovely. So, really we're there at that for it, and what I'm saying is, if any out of the group here tonight, if you want to, put your hand up on mute and say a few things, you've got this Zoom till 8 o'clock, and then it'll probably disappear. So, if you want to say a few words yourself, Jack, Jade, fine. Anybody else put their hand up, and I'll unmute, or you can unmute and say something.
I'll let you guys go first.
Look at that.
How bad I am.
Here we go. Unmute then, Andy. Can you there you go. Off you go.
There we go. Right, I just want to say, Jack, I've known you since 2003, 17 years, and you didn't even invite me on your stag do. Disappointing. But I played basketball with you, I've played rugby with you, I've played against you, and like what people have said already, your attitude, to train people, to coach people, your attitude on and off the field, you're always inspiring people, you're always, look at all the players and the teams that you've developed, and you're always looking to try and develop the game and to support it, and you've been a good friend, and we coach a little bit together and stuff, and it's it's sad news that you're leaving, and it's thingy, but it's going to be great for you out there in Australia, and whatever, you know, if you can double what you've done here, then they'll be getting a great, you know, player. Jade, who's a great volunteer and stuff, you'll be an asset to them. So all the best, and I'm never going to let that go that you didn't invite me to your stag do. So it's going to be there for a long time. So.
Love you, mate.
Not one to bear a grudge, clearly.
Wayne took your spot.
Me. Okay, so I'm not going to try.
Go on, Wayne. Let's have a few words, Wayne.
I'm not going to try anyway. But I don't know what, like, as I think, Jack, you said it the other day, the goats of the kind of thing like that to me, the like, just hit home, the kind of feel like you are literally the greatest of all time. So you are sorely going to be missed from me from a personal level, but not only with the game and stuff like that, because we have a great personal relationship as well as on and off court kind of thing. So yes, sorely missed, but at the end of the day, you have to fly, you have to go with life with Jade. So I do wish you all the best, with bitter taste in mouth, but I do wish you both all the best. And can we have some babies soon, please? Okay, muting again now before I cry.
Thanks, Wayne.
Oh, poor Wayne.
Nice one.
No babies.
So,
You'll be
okay.
out to business at some point anyway.
Oh, Dave's got his hand up there. Off you go, Dave.
I won't go on too long, Jack and Jude, but I'll just go back to the old days when we were at Wycliffe Mount. Could always tell from the start you're going to be something special, Jack. You were a terrific player then, coming through the ranks. I wish I could have said I taught you everything I knew, but that would just take about 20 seconds. I think bonding when we went down to France, there again, you were sometimes most of the time you were man of the match. You were scoring baskets left, right, and centre. Terrific player. I can't give you anything at the moment, but I can remind you that you still haven't paid your subs for 2010. But all I can say is, Jack and June, I hope you have a successful new life down there with the Aussies. I hope you're both happy and successful, and do whatever you decide to do, you're very successful at it. All I can do is send my best wishes to you. Have a good life. That's me finished.
Thank you, Penny.
Okay.
Next one. Sound. That, yeah, any more for anybody else? No. They're all shy now, Jack. Goodness me, yeah. Get a couple of beers down them, that'd have been it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, everyone's just pausing and waiting for the Wayne tears. They'll see a little...
That's why the camera's so far away.
Yeah.
I did see a tear shed. It dropped into his cup of coffee he's got outside. That's what he had to hide it with.
Somebody gave me a tissue.
I think it'll be Saturday when I'll be just sobbing on him. It's in my group. It'll be in my pod just so that I can hide underneath you. But no, honestly, you're both smash. You'll be amazing. It's what's right for you at the end of the day, but not what's right for me. Clearly, well, I've this sprung down on enough this year kind of thing. It's not what I want. It's what Jade wants, which does hurt a little bit. But anyway, it's what it is. I'll live with it. But yeah. Okay, I'm shutting up now.
Okay. John, just to be honest, on a slightly serious note, can you give the guys and girls here some sort of update on where, especially after yesterday's government announcement, where probably our game is, or not?
Yeah, of course I can. I'll do a best Boris impression as I can do. Yeah. Give people space, wash your hands, and wear a face mask. But ultimately, on a wheelchair front, we're working hard behind the scenes to make sure that when we're able to do and it's safe to get back, we can do it. On Saturday, we will be hosting the first wheelchair sports indoor session that has taken place. That is going to be social distance. It is going to be in small pods and groups, so there's track and trace. The players have all really stepped up to the mantle with processes of paperwork, training programs, updating, making sure that they're sending through their daily COVID, how they feel in the morning, if they've got any signs of symptoms. Every one of them's undertaking a risk assessment to make sure they're okay to train in relation to that. And then when we get to the centre has just booked us in for the day. So it's literally, we're taking over the 3 netball hall, as they call it, or where there's 3 basketball courts for 15 players and I think 5 staff. So there's 20 of us in total inside the triple sports hall, as I would call it. And we're going to be doing some socially distanced training sessions that Tom and the coaches have put together. And a lot of that is about that regularity and starting to try and build towards a successful World Cup campaign. Off the back of the, because there's 2 sections to it, there's a community section, there's elite sports section. Under the elite sports section, there's high guidelines and rigidity with responsibility, and the EPU have taken that for wheelchair for this weekend. Moving forward, you'll probably see that indoor sports that go over the number of 6 won't get opportunity to take place, because we're under the elite framework. We've managed to get that through, and what we're going to be doing off the back of that, with all the sanitising and Boris kind of regulations, we'll be feeding back and learning lots of lessons, not just for Wheelchair Rugby League, but for all wheelchair sports, because when we're able to do so, get people back doing what keeps them healthy, keeps them in a good frame and state of mind, and does really support that community cohesion, whether that be basketball, badminton, tennis, whatever, Wheelchair Rugby League, etc. So following the weekend, 5 days after, all the players for this first session will need to fill in some more paperwork to see if there's been any signs or symptoms of that, with the track and trace purposes. And then what we're going to be doing is we've got a session planned for October and November as well. And if the sessions go well, there's a potential of what we can do for community activity, and it's making sure that it's not too onerous for clubs, because the paperwork involved for full-time professionals in the EPU to get a squad of 20 back has been really, really time consuming. And every time there's a government change in what you can do or what you can't do, which has been plenty of us, which we're all aware, it creates a mountain of workload from the medical professionals to the strategic guys, the risk assessors, and then also informing our insurers as well. So we're doing everything we can to make sure we can get back as soon as we can, and it's safe to do so. And yeah, that's where we currently are at the moment. I can't really give it any more information than that, because that's the current status. The only thing I would add to that, all of what we're doing is opt-in. So it's opt-in activity, and if players don't want to do it or they don't feel it's safe, it's absolutely 100% opt-in, not mandatory. Whereas normally, if there's an England session, it's mandatory. If you don't turn up, there's a high likelihood that you won't be involved in fixtures and games in the future, because obviously of the competitive nature now amongst the squad. So yeah, that's about the update with it. And I don't know, from a player perspective, you've your 3 current England internationals on the call, as well as a Scottish one as well, not missing you out there, Gav, to make sure that you and an Irish one, sorry Andy, part of the setup over there in Malcolm. So you know, I think you can see how we're working to make sure that we're in the best possible position to put on a real showcase, because all of our games are going to be shown on the BBC, which is fantastic, from BBC One to BBC Two to BBC Online. So it's a fantastic platform for us as a sport to grow. So great opportunities for everybody involved.
Is that's really interesting. Is it fair to say, because I'm in dialogue with Calderdale College on behalf of the Halifax Rugby Club, and also with basketball. And we just said today, we've just got to take, they said, take guidance from your national governing bodies. And I said, we'll be chatting briefly. So is it fair to say, really, at the end of November, you'll have a closer opportunity to give some feedback on how it might work at local level? Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a fair assumption. I think there's no guarantees with it. And as we get into I think the highest peaks, and don't quote me because I'm no medical professional, it's just what you kind of understand. December and February tends to be the worst period of time for people contracting and getting the flu. And in them periods, that's where the risk of COVID, along with all the normal winter vaccinations and flus, etc., that's where they're most prevalent. And with a proportion of our wheelchair classed as that vulnerable group, we want to make sure we safeguard the people within it, because we know how many people that the COVID virus has actually affected in varying levels of ability. And we have to put people as a paramount. And as much as we understand it's good and great to get people on court and smiling and having a competition, in the scale of things, it's just not at the top of the list type thing. The normal community is best.
Okay. Well, shall we take this opportunity then, as all of us, to give a big wave? Probably everybody's done what they said they were going to do. Oh, somebody else wants to come and have a wave here.
Hi.
All right. Thanks for all turning up, as it were. Do you want to, if you want to carry on, Jack, Jade, I'll leave it switched on, but you can switch yourselves off and leave whenever you want without feeling embarrassed.
I'll just say a couple of words.
Go for it.
I'm really grateful for everybody turning up today and doing this, because I know they're weird and they're a little bit different to what we all wanted out of it and stuff like that. We wanted a training and we wanted a full season and a final season, but we never got it. But it's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? And talking to Tony today, Mullo constantly, Wayne and stuff, there's no issues at Halifax. You're all going to be working towards the same strong goals that you always have done. Nothing that I've been doing for Halifax or with you guys, alongside you guys, is anything that I've done on my own. It's nothing that's built from me. Me and Wayne have worked closely together for forever now. How it feels. Me and Andy, you say we coached a little bit. We've coached a hell of a lot together, mate, and we've been through a lot. And like I say, if Wayne had just stepped out of the way, he'd have definitely been at that wedding. So that's damn do. But it's just a massive thank you. You don't really get to see how many people you've sort of touched over, how many people you've been, part of a family, so to speak. And we joined the sport as a family. It branched off and created a new one, and created another one and another one. I've got brothers and sisters all over the country now, and I'm the lucky one. I know I've got close friends who are in Australia who are helping me now to get there. I've got close friends in France who have allowed me to go over there and play games there and stuff like that. I'm just extremely lucky, and Halifax is the club that's got me there. They are the stepping stone that's done it, and especially you, Malcolm. None of this is without you. All I'd say is just the team just carries on going on with what they're doing. They keep pushing they don't have to push for the win. They just got to push for improvement, and that's the good thing about being Halifax. When you're already on top, if you improve, most of the time stay there. But we've learned from experience that it isn't always the case. But carry on pushing without me. I'm going to be at the other end of an email or text message constantly, me and Jade. And I'm going to be rooting for Halifax for the rest of my life as I watch you guys carrying on doing it. I'm going to be coming over and visiting. Me and Tony have talked today. I said in the future I'm going to get over there. I'll get Titans, half good, and then we'll drag them over and we'll have a big old-fashioned game of get some of the older French people over. We'll have we'll call it an old fogey tournament or something like that. And
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Can you come back for 2 games?
Nice
say
one.
again, Wayne.
Can you come back for 2 games and final?
And now John didn't hear that.
That's within regulations, you're okay.
That's within the regulations. That's what I'm saying.
We'll doctor that bit of the recording.
Sign
Can we
me
do
up
2
just in
games and a
case.
final?
There you go.
Keep him signed up every year. You never know.
I'll leave my plain shoe. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'll start fundraising now.
Seriously, boys, no, like Halifax has always been my club. I've always said I'd never change clubs. I'd never leave them, sort of thing. And technically, I haven't because I haven't got a club over there yet. And I'll always be Halifax through and through. And I'm always going to be rooting for you boys. And you'll do great anyway. You didn't need me anyway. As Muller says, all you need is Muller to win a grand final.
Wonder who said that. There you go.
But
Lovely.
thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. I love you all.
Nice
It's been a
one.
pleasure, guys.
All the best.
Live stream those games.
Good night, everybody. Yep. Take care.
Thank you guys. I'll see you on Saturday. Ciao. Love you. Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, what the hell?